Hello, I'm Lou Waters in the news. Heavy winds and turbulence forced NASA to delay the Space Shuttle Discovery's return to Earth today. The shuttle was scheduled to land at Florida's Kennedy Space Center in less than an hour. Its crew wrapped up a 5-day repair job on the Hubble Space Telescope Saturday. NASA says Discovery now has 2 options on its second pass. It could land at Andrews Air Force Base in California. That would be at 6:52 p.m. Eastern, or in Florida at 7:01 p.m. Eastern. In either case, CNN will bring the landing to you live. A team of Indian, Swiss, and Italian negotiators are talking at this hour, trying to free about 160 hostages being held on an Indian Airlines plane now on the tarmac at an airport in Afghanistan. The hijackers demand the release of a Pakistani Islamic cleric and a number of Kashmir independence fighters. They've threatened to kill their hostages if their demands are not met. I'm Lou Waters at CNN Center. More news later. Now, Showbiz Today.
This is CNN.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lauren Sidney in Los Angeles.
And I'm Vince Giullini coming to you from Atlanta.
Topping our showbiz news today, actress-singer Jennifer Lopez and record executive Sean Puffy Combs have had a run-in with the law.
The couple was arrested early this morning for criminal possession of a weapon and criminal possession of stolen property.
Their arrest came hours after a gun was found in the car they were riding in when they left a Times Square nightclub where 3 people were shot and wounded.
Lopez was questioned and later released.
There was a sport utility vehicle that left that location. It went around a police vehicle that had its lights on. It was stopped. When it was stopped, there was a pistol on the right front seat. None of the occupants claimed ownership of it. They were all arrested for possession of a weapon and possession of stolen property.
Mr. Combs and Miss Lopez unwittingly got into a car to escape a life-threatening situation. And they are a mere victim of circumstance in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Well, Jerry Seinfeld has said goodbye to his bachelor status. The master will now share his domain with a bride. Among the yada yadas, the 46-year-old funny man said "I do" Saturday night when he married 28-year-old PR executive Jessica Sklar. The top-secret wedding was attended by only a handful of friends and family.
Those who weren't watching football on the Tube this weekend were watching it at the Cineplex, or maybe both. Oliver Stone's Gridiron film, Any Given Sunday, scored a touchdown, winning the #1 box office spot this weekend. It brought in over $14 million. The Matt Damon Gwyneth Paltrow thriller, The Talented Mr. Ripley, was talented enough to bring in an estimated $13.8 million. Family films Stuart Little and Toy Story 2 fought for the #3 spot and came up with a tie.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
The soulful voice of Curtis Mayfield has been silenced. The longtime singer-songwriter died in an Atlanta hospital Sunday at the age of 57. Mark Shearer looks at the music legacy Mayfield left us.
It's all right, have a good time, 'cause it's all right, whoa, it's all right. Come on, everybody, clap your hands.
Born in Chicago in 1942, Curtis Mayfield first found fame as a member of the Impressions, whose 60s hits People Get Ready and Keep On Pushing were inspired by the civil rights movement. As a solo artist, his 1972 soundtrack album for the blaxploitation film Superfly sold over 4 million copies and became his most famous work.
Superfly. Well, let me hear you. You're gonna make your fortune bye-bye. But if you lose, don't ask no questions why. Don't you know it's do or die.
Just a little over 1 month after this performance in New York's Central Park, Mayfield was struck by a falling light tower while performing outdoors in Brooklyn. He was paralyzed from the neck down, but was determined to keep making music.
It is understandable under my conditions. I'm going to have some uppers and some downs. However, my spirit, my life, my looking upon my life is very good.
It's a new day. World order, a brand new day. It's a change your mind for the human race.
In 1997, Mayfield released a critically praised album called New World Order. The Impressions and Mayfield had been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1991. In March of 1999, he was inducted as a solo artist. Eric Clapton and D'Angelo singing his music, but Mayfield was only present on videotape. His health was fragile. An executive with Mayfield's record label says Mayfield will be remembered as one of the crown jewels of music.
I'm a little soul, make life your goal, and surely something's got to come to you. Then you want to say it's all right.
Bill Maher gets together with Napoleon, Albert Einstein, and some other famous figures for a politically incorrect millennium, and some celebrity year-end reflections on what they feel they have accomplished.
Oh, the tragedy of using a dandruff shampoo. Note how isolated it makes people feel. Note its unpleasant smell, the absence of rich lather. Note its name. Nizoral AD, the world's #1 prescribed ingredient for dandruff in non-prescription strength. People can stay dandruff-free by doing this with Nizoral AD only twice a week. Only twice a week. What a pity. Nizoral AD, the freedom will go to your head.
You are a skilled and gifted surgeon.
He left behind the only family he's ever known.
Bye, Homer.
To find his place in the world.
I've never actually seen the ocean.
The Los Angeles Times calls it a superb film. And now it's been nominated for 2 Golden Globe Awards. Rex Reed says it's definitely one of the year's best pictures.
I love you.
The Cider House Rules, rated PG-13, now in select cities everywhere Christmas Day.
KJ McAllister mailed in her entry. Beverly Cook mailed in her entry. But this Super Bowl Sunday, you could win $21 million without mailing in an entry. Publishers Clearinghouse introduces PCH.com. Just go online, enter, and you could win $21 million. Of course, if you want to mail it in, that'll work too. So watch your mail or go to PCH.com. And on Super Bowl Sunday, the $21 million winner could be you.
Excuse me, where's plywood? Aisle 20.
Are you a prodigy? Prodigy Internet.
For months, people have been talking about Y2K and the turn of the millennium, but wait until you see the cast of characters who are talking about it on Politically Incorrect. Now, here's a hint. They're famous, they're influential, and they're sort of dead. Dennis Michael explains.
Thursday night's almost New Year's Eve edition of Politically Incorrect is all about doing the time warp.
Hey, Happy New Year! Oh, good acting.
First of all, thanks to the miracle of videotape, New Year's Eve came in mid-October in this case, but more to the point, there's a time machine on the set bringing a variety of guests from throughout the millennium.
Well, I'm Napoleon. That's it. You probably can't understand me because of this thick French accent. But I am Napoleon. I come from, how you say, France. Yeah, that's me. I'm Napoleon.
Gilbert Gottfried takes on the role of the little emperor. Rod Steiger as Benito Mussolini. Each actor taking on a historical character was given very little guidance.
You fly with what you know or what you don't know. And, you know, they give you a little bit of juice when we're doing something like this. because as historical characters, it's a little trickier to move into a lighter moment, but nothing is scripted. Nothing is scripted. I mean, that's what makes the show so wonderful, that anything can happen.
The Inquisitor General of the Spanish Inquisition, Tomas de Torquemada, is with us.
Paul Rodriguez guesses one of the darker characters of religious history, but not the only one.
I'm here to promote my new book. You know you're a heretic when, in his mind, he thought he was doing the work of the Lord. But then, so did the people at Waco.
And in this politically incorrect Millennium time travel show is not really much different from any other night.
Joan of Arc, heretic, put to death. Torquemada, head of the Spanish Inquisition, put heretics to death. There's a natural politically incorrect animosity there. We talk about the death penalty a lot on this show, but rarely do we have an executioner and, I guess, an executionee.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I didn't like it.
I've always wanted to ask you something. Yeah. When you feel a little crazy, who do you think you are?
This kind of collision of cultural icons could only happen at the turn of the millennium, and only on Politically Incorrect. Dennis Michael, CNN Entertainment News, Hollywood.
Some living, breathing celebrities in Hollywood are also talking about Y2K, but they're viewing it as a time of reflection. We asked them about their greatest achievements as we embark on a new millennium, and here's what they had to say.
I don't know if I can take credit for my family because I was born into my family, but my family and my friends, I think, are the things that give me the most happiness and will for years to come.
I'm 2 years sober and almost 6 months without a cigarette.
To be able to have had the time to make it right, you know, to make our families work for us, they're the roadies. To make the kids still remember who their fathers are, you know, is important to us.
Well, I've achieved my acting in one way, and I've achieved a lot of things.
My biggest achievement so far is that I do my yoga practice every day.
Being sober 10 years. I'll be sober 10 years, December 10th. That's my only achievement.
My niece. I just had a niece, my brother's baby, and every time I see her, I'm just so filled with joy.
I'm still committed to making a difference in the world, and a lot of people have given up on it.
3 beautiful daughters.
My marriage and my daughter.
My kids, of course, but you know, you're going to have every parent say that. But just trying to balance family and career.
Just being alive, I think, is a bit of an achievement, don't you think?
I'm alive. I'm thrilled that I'm alive. I thought it was touch and go, but I'm alive.
Making a living at what I would do free.
In my 38 years, I've learned how to be tolerant of all types of people and to embrace them. That's my greatest accomplishment.
I do believe I've helped. Whatever it is, in whatever small way, from day to day, I know that some person somewhere, I've met a few of them, who have come up and said, you saved my life by making me laugh. And for even just one of them, I'm very proud.
As you might have heard, CNN has very big plans for the millennium. Paul Verkaman and I will be in Las Vegas reporting live on all the partying and entertainment going on there. It is all part of CNN's 100 hours of millennium coverage, which begins Friday at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Larry King tells us all about it.
This New Year's, see more, experience more, know more. Be a part of history in the making. CNN brings you the world at 2000, hour by hour, moment by moment, as a new century and a new millennium unfold. We'll bring you the first moment of the new millennium from Kiribati in the Pacific, and then we'll follow midnight around the world, from Auckland, New Zealand, to the South Pole, to the Fiji Islands, Australia, Tokyo, Beijing, New Delhi, Red Square, the Egyptian pyramids, Jerusalem, Johannesburg, Rome, Paris, Lagos, Nigeria, Rio de Janeiro, and across the United States, from Times Square to Chicago, across the Midwest and the South, to Texas, Los Angeles, Honolulu, with more than 50 CNN correspondents, including Wolf Blitzer, Christian Amanpour, Jim Moret, Brent Sadler, Jim Bitterman, Charlene Hunter-Gault, Rebecca McKinnon, Fred Hickman, Candy Crowley, John King. As the clock strikes midnight around the world, we'll be there to bring you the celebrations and the spectacles, along with the latest updates on the Y2K Bug Watch from all the major command centers. Throughout the weekend, CNN and CNN.com will bring you a conversation around the world with the people you want to hear from at this historic moment. Mikhail Gorbachev, the Dalai Lama, Gloria Steinem, Bob Costas, the Reverend Billy Graham, and many more, including my first guest for the new century, Bill Gates. 100 hours of live coverage and in-depth reporting from every corner of the planet. Begins at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time on December 31st. For the next 3 days, CNN will examine the state of the world as it spins into a new millennium. Who are we? What have we learned? Where do we go from here?
It's a time of great expectation and perhaps a little anxiety.
I think when the history books are written, maybe a century from now, the biggest revolution is going to be what comes from the internet.
We really have the opportunity to look into the future now and say what we can do and think about what we will do.
We'll take you to the world's hotspots, examine the stress of conflict and the seeds of hope.
Freedom as a human idea will be the strongest idea of the next millennium.
We have a big gap between economics and politics, and all of this will make for need of huge adjustments in the next century.
We'll tell you how the planet is changing before your eyes, how an epidemic of extinctions could affect us all. We'll look at miracles of faith and miracles of science.
We have made phenomenal strides. We have really harnessed the power of science and technology to do good for human beings.
Explore the world at 2000 with CNN. From human rights to natural disasters to designer babies.
My vision of the future as a kid probably was more along the Star Trekian or the H.G. Wells or the Orwellian future. There was like a mixture of fear and also a lost in space hope that there'd be food pills and jetpacks, and I really thought we'd have our jetpacks by now.
We'll look at everyday life in the 21st century. How and where will we work? What kinds of families will we have? How will we travel? What will we learn about our brains, our souls?
The future is very good for religion. I mean, people are beginning to realize that we are spiritual beings.
I have some sort of optimism. Things, I think, will be, the next century can be more peaceful, more harmony, more friendly.
Join CNN to ring in the new year, the new century, and the new millennium, beginning at 4:30 a.m. Eastern on December 31st.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
С Новым годом всех! Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! كل عام وأنتم بخير!
Sunny Father.
Happy New Year! Buon anno! Happy New Year!
明けましておめでとうございます。
Prospero año!
This is my first time celebrating a new millennium.
CNN's Millennium coverage. Be a part of history as it unfolds. And spend New Year 2000 with the world.
There has never been anything like The Sopranos on TV.
The greatest work of American popular culture of the last quarter century.
Groundbreaking. Brilliant. A phenomenon.
Engrossing.
First class.
4 stars.
Perfect. A masterpiece.
What's that, a threat? No, Tony, it's a rave review. How are you feeling now?
Good. Fine. Back at work.
6 weeks before one of the biggest games of my life, I felt a strange pain in my chest. What my doctor found was my toughest opponent yet. 3 of my arteries were more than 90% blocked. After recovering from surgery, lowering my high cholesterol became more important than football. Later, I was fortunate enough to coach my team in the biggest game of the season. That's the kind of play we need! Along with a healthy diet and regular exercise, taking Zocor every day helped significantly lower my total cholesterol.
Zocor is a prescription medication and is not right for everyone, including women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant, or people with liver problems. Your doctor may do blood tests to check for liver problems, because serious side effects can result. Tell your doctor about any muscle pain or weakness you experience while on Zocor and about any medicines you are taking.
When diet and exercise are not enough, talk to your doctor about Zocor. Take care of yourself. It's your future. Be there.
It's the biggest story of the year, the century, the millennium. And who better to cover it than CNN? With 60 of its top correspondents in key locations around the world, CNN will usher in the new year live from every time zone on the planet, bringing you the global celebrations, reporting any and all Y2K events, examining the big issues that lie ahead. Millennium 2000, 100 hours of non-stop coverage beginning New Year's Eve on CNN.
John Coffey is a murderer.
I don't think he did it at all. Take my hand, boy. You see for yourself.
To infinity and beyond.
Don't talk to any toy you don't know!
Stuart Little gets scratched tonight. You must be Stuart.
No, but I'll get him for you.
Dickie Greenleaf? It's Tom Ripley. We were at Princeton together.
How do you do?
You hold it together! Why the hell do you think my father put me in charge, of bullheaded moron?
You got old.
Ouch. Adam Pascal and Jesse Martin began their show business careers together as part of the original cast of Broadway's hit musical Rent. Now the two are finding success on and off the Broadway stage. Lori Blackman tells us why these guys are two to watch in 2000.
Meet Jesse L. Martin and Adam Pascal. If you don't know them yet, you will soon.
He's my best friend, and we met on Rent and have basically been best friends since then. And we're actually producing an off-Broadway show here in New York together called Fully Committed.
They are also the stars of TV's Law & Order and Broadway's Aida, respectively.
I sort of heard through the grapevine that Ben Bratt was leaving the show, and I literally got myself in Dick Wolf's office out in L.A. and begged him for the job. And when he gave it to me, I almost started crying. I was just like, I got the job, I got the job, I got the job.
You were the one new cast member on the show this season.
My first day at work, you should have seen me. It was really, really scary. All I had to do was walk over to a file, open the file, pull out the file, and then speak. It took me forever. I mean, I was so nervous. My hands were shaking like crazy. Every time I went to reach for the file would be shaking.
You've seen as Tom Collins in Rent, as the heartthrob doctor on Ally McBeal, and as Detective Eddie Green. Of the three, who is the most Jesse Martin?
Actually, the character that's most like me is one you didn't mention, is the disenfranchised alien on the X-Files. We sort of felt like the disenfranchised kid, you know, like I'm sort of on the outside doing my own thing, but I never ever thought it was bad. I never thought I was doing anything wrong.
The reaction has been really wonderful to you. You got the sexiest newcomer by People magazine.
I never really thought of myself as sexy. And I'm still tragically single, so, you know, I don't know when all that stuff pays off, you know?
You'd finished Rent on Broadway, you had done Rent in London, and you had taken your own Adam Pascal band to the road a little bit. And then Aida, the Verdi opera, comes to you with Elton John and Tim Rice attached. Do you hesitate? Do you jump right into it?
I did hesitate. Right after Rent, I was a little reluctant to commit to any other musical theater projects because I was afraid of being pigeonholed or any of that nonsense. What drew me to the project to begin with was the pool of talent that they brought together to be involved in this project. David Henry Wang and Robert Falls and Elton John and Tim Rice. All of us are coming off of phenomenal successes and having to live up to and prove ourselves once again.
And now you have a new album that you're releasing sometime in 2000 on the web.
Yes.
And it's going to be a little more melodic?
You know, I've always played sort of a hard rock kind of music, but I don't think that's the kind of music that necessarily suits me the best as a performer. It feels much more natural to me, and I hope people enjoy it.
Lori Blackman, CNN Entertainment News, New York.
Tomorrow, backstage drama with Gilbert and Sullivan in the critically acclaimed Topsy-Turvy. And Al Jardine of the Beach Boys teams up with Carney Wilson for a New Year's concert.
Shut it off, buddy, now I shut you down.
Millennium 2000, New Year's Eve on CNN.
When the Bryant family needed a fresh financial start, they called Superior Bank at 1-888-678-7777.
We saved money, we cut our payments, and lowered our interest rate.
All at the same time.
They got us the loan that fit our monthly budget.
Now we have a lot more for the kids every month.
My family's in better financial shape thanks to Superior.
If you need a home loan, no matter what your credit or income situation, do what the Bryants did. Call Superior Direct at 1-888-678-7777.
Good evening, sir. Your finest table, reservation. Perhaps you'll find it under Washington. George Washington? Sir, that's only $1. Only $1. Don't you know that with 10-10-220, all calls up to 20 minutes are only 99 cents, and just 7 cents a minute after that. Plus, there's no monthly fee. Great rates and no monthly fee? All day, every day. Oh. Walk this way.
Dial 10-10-220.
And Vince, I have to admit that it is always a pleasure seeing you, my friend, on the other side of the screen. And I just heard that you made the cut for tomorrow, so I'll be looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Hey, the pleasure is all mine, Lauren. I'll be right back here tomorrow. We'll do it again, and maybe we can work on that Las Vegas trip, too. Can you squeeze me in?
You really want to come?
Yeah.
Okay, keep behaving and you're there.
Okay, thanks.
Anyway, we're going to leave you now with the Curtis Mayfield song, People Get Ready, is performed by Jeff Beck and Rod Stewart. We'll see you next time.
Just keep on going. All you need is faith. The diesel's coming. Don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. People get ready for the train.
Beginning
web address or number.
The best show on television is on TNT 5 nights a week. ER.
Step on it, people. All hands on deck. Let's move. Red, tag him to trauma.
ER. TNT 5 nights a week. See it every weeknight at 7 Pacific, only on TNT.
ER is brought to you in part by Northwest Ford Dealers, home of the best-selling cars and trucks in America.
Leaving early again?
Yeah. Got to go meet the furnace repair guy.
Thought that was yesterday.
They never showed up, so here I go again.
Hey, call the Ream team.
Who?
The Ream team. They're heating service pros. Good work, fair prices, and arrive on time.
Let me have that number.
In Northeast Portland, Gresham, and outlying areas, call Perfect Climate Inc. at 503-695-3203.
We will impress you when you make that call to the Ring team.